I've spotted something. I wonder where this leads.
As the alcove opens up, you see the same skeleton that you met on the boat before it sank. He's still not wearing his mask. He's leaning over a corpse, prodding and pulling a bugger.
How on earth am I supposed to... Oh. Perhaps...
Skeletal fingers reach down and grip the skin of the dead man's face, pulling sharply upwards. After a few more tugs of man's cheek...
Damnation! That's stuck fast. I wonder, does the beard act as some form of anchor? Ah! No! Stay back! Don't... Oh, it's you. I must admit I'm surprised. Perhaps you're more buoyant than I suspected. It seems the human that stole my mask was rather more resourceful than I gave her credit for. I chased her here, but she rather seems to have...
He turns back to the body, prodding at his face cautiously.
Why, its face, of course. What other use would I have for some rotting corpse? A face that seems rather stubbornly attached. I would normally employ a tool to delicately but viciously rip the face from the body. I could then craft a mask to hide my bone. But as I lacked...
The skeleton grabs the corpse by the cheeks and pulls hard, grunting in frustration as the body's skin holds firm.
Because my own was stolen from me. And the idea of being chased across Rivellon by... Oh, get away! You are simple beasts. And you simply do not like... So, if I am to traverse this land, I will need a mask to disguise my features. Oh, don't be ridiculous. I have important things to do I cannot simply sit about waiting for the rest of you to die so I may continue my business in peace. No, indeed. I may be the only Eternal. My people seem rather... At least from this realm. As for the others... Well... There is an excavation site at the Black Pit's oil fields. Perhaps there I'll find my answers. Well, that is the curious thing. They are clearly absent from this. Every one of your races resembles them in some manner. And the statues you have built to your gods look remarkably... Perhaps my people have ascended to some new realm. Regardless, They are not here. But I will find them. Wherever they are, I will find them. A cult? Hardly. We were a race that existed before the idea of... I could ask you to imagine an Eternal as a creature of incredible intelligence and skill. We studied the mysteries of the universe, but I will find them. Wherever they are, I will find them. We will have our world again. I suppose, circumstances being what they are, you seem more at ease in this world than I. A guide would certainly be useful. Excellent. While we are conversing, perhaps you notice that I am rather skilled in... Well, of course, the arcane arts are my little speciality. But being a brilliant wizard does not mean I cannot handle blade or bow. So, which do you require for this enterprise of yours? Someone with a little muscle. Really? I am adept as any in the fine art of hitting people with sticks. But what exactly are you looking for? I could do that with one hand behind my spine. Now, shall we get on? There is rather a lot to see. Splendid. Very well. Let's be off.
Rubbish.
Ooh, that's a pretty one. Hey, mister. It's a lot nicer here than that stinking boat, huh? Sure wish more of us could have been saved. Though, I did see one of them wringing out their tunic at the shore a few hours ago. So I guess some of them survived at least. What? Adults always want to talk. Hey, mister. It's a lot nicer here. I'm sure glad some of the others made it out alive too. Saw one of them... I never want to set foot on a stuffy old boat ever again. Never.
Junk.
We already know the truth, Majesty. Now speak. I am a... Stay back, sorcerer, and stay silent. Our Godwoken speaks.
We know you've been helping sorcerers escape, Atusa. We have proof.
I'd sooner cut my tongue out than lie to you, Alexander. I know nothing of any escapees.
If you can tell the Godwoken no more, your tongue is of no use. Cut it.
This can't be serious, Alexander. Come!
You should know by now to obey your superior, Magister, whatever she may ask.
Atusa pinches the tip of her tongue with 2 fingers and brings her dagger to its root. Her eyes squeeze shut. Drops of blood form against the dagger's edge and quickly fall to the ground.
Stop! My father, may his soul rest in peace, would be disappointed in you, Atusa. To think you would lie to his only son, your bishop. The fate of our realm hangs in the balance. Dallas?
Yes, Your Holiness. What a waste. Come, we'll be needed elsewhere.
The Lizard Magister, or what's left of her, lies in a puddle of gore.
These creatures are so prone to violence. Naturally, the weaker specimens suffer.
Come on, old man. I can't wait all day. hasn't changed a bit. Always late. I told him at noon exactly, didn't I?
Come on then, Lexi. Pay up.
I find any bread. I want no trouble.
Bread or a brisket, all's the same.
Come on.
You! Help me teach this beast. He must respect. If not, he comes for you next.
Respect? Huh. Someone's got to keep this place running. Griff can't do it.
An intense-looking man steps between the thug and the elf and rolls up his sleeves, revealing well-muscled and heavily scarred arms. You recognize him. It's Ifan, who you met aboard the ship on the way here.
Just stand aside, won't you, mate? This is no business of yours.
Lone wolves decide their own business.
The thug freezes in fear for a moment before shuffling back to the protection of his crony.
Pay up, elf. No one shorts Griff. Especially not one of you. Runs the kitchen. Means he runs me, you, and everyone else in camp. Everyone in camp's got to contribute. For food, for protection.
Food? Protection? I have neither.
You two ought to be thanking your lucky gods it's us, and not the Magisters enforcing round here. A fool never knows what they've got till it's well and gone. Now come on, elf. If you make me say it again, there's gonna be trouble.
And neither will I.
We got a system, and it looks like...
Indigestion, or is it...
Glory is mine.
Follow me, before more of them trouble us.
I've an errand to run around here first. I'll catch up with you there later.
Remember, past the kitchens, down to the beach, there is a safe place.
I know you.
Losa, the dark-eyed jokester you met aboard the ship, waves enthusiastically and dips into a mop.
Back then I was... the prince, right? Nothing like a nice tentacle slap across the moor to set the tone for the week, eh? How'd you escape? Me too. Did you hear something? When you were in the water, I mean. I heard the same thing. Do you know what this means? It means I'm not the only...
Losa's voice catches in her throat. The joy drains from her face. Her eyes... She is stock-still, waxy-skinned, her eyes dark. Greyish-black veins run from her eyes down her cheeks. Her head snaps to you mechanically, and her eyes lock with yours. Dark pupils dilated into great black void. Light suddenly flashes back into her face. The grey vein...
Anyway, what were we talking about? Ah, it's nothing really. It's just... I'm just a bit... well, a bit... hospitable? Put it like this. You've never been a host, I bet. That's because you're an infested clump of leaves on the side of the road. That ain't bad, though. I'd give just about anything to be like you. But I'm a roadside inn. Red door, flowers out front, friendly lady, like a goddamn gold star inn for the disembodied. Now, isn't that just the question of the hour? I can't be sure just yet. I'll be surprised if it's a demon. Definitely not a sprite either. Mate, so how are you enjoying the joy? So true. And you can stay as long as your heart desires, free. So, you want to check this place out together? Strength in numbers and all that. It does, right? Before we head out, I've got more than a few tricks up my sleeve, so you'll have to pick which one I'll pull out if... Lately, I've been into the enchanting arts, but I can shoot, slash, summon, steal, whatever your little black heart desires. So, what'll it be? I'm not afraid of getting my hands greasy, if that's what you mean. What are you interested in exactly? Sounds fine. So, we're good to go? Yeah? Well, that was easier than I thought. And
Bow your head, please! If we chant the endless prayer, the next divine will ascend! It isn't the words you speak, but rather that you speak them. Prophecy says that only our devotion will restore him to us. A murmur of prayer. So do I. By the divine, so do I. If Bishop... Some blame the Voidwoken for Alexander's failure to ascend. If all we saw... Bow your head, please! If we chant the endless prayer, the next divine will ascend. Even if your kind has displeased the god so terribly of late. You know what I mean, Lizard. The dwarves and elves are no better. The time of source is over. Of course I am, or I wouldn't be here. But I am humble enough to know that if Rivellon is to survive, source has become dangerous. Bow your head, please! If we chant the endless prayer, the next divine will ascend! Haven't you heard? Bishop Alexander, the divine's own son, do not doubt that he will come into his